Caitlin Clark is everywhere these days. She's on billboards and internet memes, and all over highlight reels, sinking long-range shots like it's nothing. Most people think they've got her figured out, bold, loud, a scoring machine, but that image it's shaped by sports clips and social media. The real Caitlin Clark isn't about flash. She's about control, focus, and consistency. And the life she lives away from the spotlight, the part most people never see. That's the real reason behind her greatness.
I never want to stop being coached. I never want to stop being told what's right, what's wrong, no matter how good I play, how bad I play. Like, there's always things to learn, things to get better at, and that's what I love about her is she holds me to a very high standard, and yeah, she's going to get on me because she knows there's still areas for me to improve, and, you know, this team relies on me a lot, whether it's emotionally or to score or to bring the energy, and I think that's just always something that, you know, she holds me to a high standard in that regard, and that's something I really appreciate.
That kind of mindset doesn't come from talking in front of a camera. It comes from years of living it. Caitlin Clark's cool, calm, and deadly game didn't happen by chance. It was shaped by her home life, a place where pressure wasn't avoided. It was part of the routine. In her family, pressure wasn't something to fear. It was something to embrace. And once you see how she was raised, how she trained, and how she still lives, you'll understand. The version of Caitlin you see in the media only tells part of the story. She grew up in a house where being pushed wasn't unusual. It was the standard. Her dad, Brent, was a college athlete in multiple sports. Her older brother, Blake, played Division I football, and her younger brother, Colin, he got caught in the middle of her competitive drive. Winning wasn't just a goal for Caitlin, it was a way of life.
All I wanted to do was win, no matter if it was a board game, a card game, really anything. Like, I just was going to do whatever it took to win. I got kicked out of PE class because I was so competitive.
That wasn't just a phase, it was an early clue, and it only became more obvious with time. There's one story her family still laughs about today, but back then, no one was laughing.
So we didn't have school, so we were hanging out in the basement. I literally got so mad. I think he had just scored on me. He literally grabbed him with two hands and just launched him into the wall. And he just put his hand back and went like this. And he's like, "Mom," because his hand was just full of blood.
That was Colin, her younger brother, part-time rival, and sometimes the one who had to deal with the aftermath. But Caitlin wasn't taught to take it easy. She was taught to compete fully, no matter who she was up against. And that mindset didn't stop at backyard games or driveway matchups.
I played with the boys, honestly, I think until about 6th grade, which is probably a lot longer than most girls. I think it kind of taught me, you know, if you want to play, you gotta have to hold your own.
And she kept doing it again and again. Caitlin never asked for attention. What she wanted was real competition. She didn't need to stand out. She wanted to fit in, even if that meant getting knocked around, dunked on, or going home with bruises. In the Clark family, pressure wasn't avoided, it was earned. And the only way to show you can handle it, take the hit, then ask for the ball again. Most players watch game film because the coach tells them to. Caitlin watches because she can't stop thinking about the play she missed or the one she knows is coming next. She doesn't study because she has to. She studies because it's who she is. While others relax after practice, Caitlin's watching clips of the greats, breaking down plays, pausing, rewinding, all to figure out what worked, why it did, and how to beat it the next time.
So I think just getting the year under my belt was the best thing for me. You understand how the league works, you know what to expect, everything like that. But at the same time, you know, year 2 is going to be still a little different for me from the standpoint of I got a lot of new teammates. I have a new coach, new coaching staff. And so being able to figure them out, how they operate, how they do things, I think will be really important for our whole group. So it's going to take a little time to put together, but I think also having an off season of things that I could really just work on and get better at. I haven't really had that in a couple years now.
That off season wasn't about rest. It was about resetting, a chance to slow things down, focus on the details, and study the game at a deeper level. Movement, spacing, timing, the kind of behind-the-scenes work you won't see on social media. But you notice when she reads a trap before it happens or throws a perfect one-handed pass off the dribble. Caitlin's obsession with the game didn't begin in college or even high school. It started when she was a kid, collecting WNBA jerseys and watching her heroes up close.
Maya Moore was my go-to. It was all the Minnesota Lynx players, Lindsay Whalen, Rebecca Brunson, Maya Moore, Simone Augustus. I was just their biggest fan, so I had all their jerseys. That's who I go with.
Most kids play the game and move on, but Caitlin watched, really watched. She picked up on the passes, the cuts, the rhythm of teams like Minnesota. It wasn't just the points that caught her eye, it was the system behind them. That's what stayed with her, and even now, all these years later, she's still studying the game the same way.
I think for myself, growing up, like that was Sue Bird for me. Like Sue was the player that I loved getting to watch. When I went to my first WNBA game, I don't tell Sue this, but I was more so there for the Lynx, but they were playing the Storm at the time. So I got to see her play and the way she passed the ball. And even on the men's side, like I think, Chris Paul and Steve Nash, and you look at players like that, like I loved the men's game growing up too.
That's the part most people miss. The deep threes and heat checks are exciting. Sure, but that's not what makes Caitlin Clark so dangerous. It's her memory, her vision, and her ability to read the game to steps ahead. She's seen those defensive rotations dozens of times on film. She's not reacting. She's replaying something she already figured out in her mind. That's where her confidence comes from. It's not arrogance, it's knowing. She's calm in the chaos because she's already done the homework. She knows exactly when and how the defense will break down and when to make her move. This is the side of her you don't see on social media. No cameras, no fancy outfits, no mic-drop quotes, just a laptop, a notebook, and hours of studying. While others guess, Caitlin studies and remembers. Most elite athletes seek quiet, meditation, stillness, focus. Caitlin, she runs toward the noise. She doesn't want silence. She wants the storm. From the outside, her life looks like non-stop chaos, cameras flashing, critics talking, security guiding her through packed arenas, but inside, she's calm, even out on a golf course. A place built on patience and precision, with cameras in her face and people watching her every step. Caitlin didn't flinch. She stayed locked in, just like always.
It was great to see how relaxed she was. Obviously, with the media attention that she has gotten probably in the past year and a half, 2 years, you can see how she's comfortable playing in front of a larger crowd.
None of this is by chance. It's not luck. It's mental muscle memory. Caitlin Clark grew up surrounded by pressure. Not just the physical kind from games and packed gyms, but the mental kind. 2. Tough family competition, film breakdowns over dinner, and a mindset that trained her to stay sharp under stress. She wasn't taught to avoid pressure. She was taught to live in it. So when she reached the WNBA, the noise didn't shake her. It fueled her. You can see it late in games when she waves off a screen and drains a deep three with the crowd booing. That's not cockiness. That's confidence built on hours of practice. Making that same shot hundreds of times. She doesn't block out the noise. She works through it. Even off the court, the pressure doesn't stop. Social media drama, cheap shots from opponents, constant opinions from fans, coaches, and even legends. Still, Caitlin stays locked in. Not because she avoids chaos, but because she trained inside it. That's what sets her apart. While others seem overwhelmed, Caitlin looks like she's been here forever. She doesn't need perfect conditions. She needs a clock, a challenge, and a crowd. Because where others search for balance, Caitlin has already found hers, right in the heart of the noise today. Caitlin Clark is one of the most recognized athletes in the country. She's on billboards, breaking attendance records, making highlight reels, and wearing the Nike swoosh that comes with $1 million deal. But if you think she's chasing fame, you don't know Caitlin. This is someone who can light up prime time, go viral on social media, and then show up to the post-game interview in a hoodie that's clearly been through dozens of washes. Her style isn't about flash, it's about focus. She's not dressing for attention. She's dressing to get to work. She could be out there soaking up the spotlight. Instead, she's sending a quiet message, like when Iowa football star Cooper DeJean won the Super Bowl. The biggest moment of his career. Caitlin didn't make a public post or tag him for likes. She just sent him a message. Privately, that's who she is.
She was just saying that she was proud of me, congratulating me, that not only that I scored a touchdown, but, winning, the biggest game in football, my first year. So I appreciate her for that, sending that message, even though she's a Chiefs fan.
No press release, no attention-seeking moment, just one Hawkeye quietly checking in on another. That's Caitlin Clark's version of fame, quiet but powerful. She's not out chasing headlines, but she creates her own, one thoughtful action at a time. She's not the kind to post her reaction to being named in a rap song. She might smile, maybe send a quick thank you, then it's right back to watching game film. She doesn't care if her outfit goes viral. She cares if the cut Worked. The bright lights don't matter. The reps do. Fame is loud. Caitlyn isn't, even at huge events like the Super Bowl, surrounded by stars and flashing cameras. She chooses to blend in. No big stylist team, no media circus, just Caitlyn, likely in sneakers, with a small group of people who actually know her, and that's her power, because when she does speak, people listen. When she walks into an arena, tickets sell out. She's not hiding from the spotlight, she just doesn't need it to shine. While others chase attention, she earns it, then walks away like it's just another day. When you think of a superstar athlete, you might picture red carpets, private jets, and packed schedules, but that's not Caitlyn. That's not her life. And that's exactly why it works. She's not hitting clubs after a game. She's breaking down film. She's not chasing interviews. She's probably making dinner. And when someone once asked what she'd be doing if she weren't playing basketball, she didn't say fashion, TV, or even coaching. She said,
So the answer I was looking for was a chef. So I made fudgy brownies this weekend.
What about a meal?
I have a great spicy vodka sauce recipe.
She's talking about a chef.
Yeah, and I'm making broccoli beef tonight.